Right, welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle, everybody. This is London. This is northwest London, in the ghetto. And I'm getting out. Getting out of it all. So this is the journey from 9/11. And this is what I've learned. And this is where I've got to now. So, like so many people, 9/11 changed everything. Changed everything. I feel weird when I talk about that day. But a lot of stuff happened on that day that just didn't seem right. Still doesn't. And a lot of stuff's happened since that day, which is quite crazy when you start looking at things across the world that have happened. Now, it's 2016, it's 15 years since 9/11, and I used to work in broadcasting. I used to work in satellite broadcasting in 2001 for a few years, and the minute this kicked off, I had about 5 or 6 screens up with different news channels watching the thing happen there. And I couldn't believe it at the time. It was a shock at the time, but the maths didn't add up. You know, this equation, this building falling in on itself, and these other events happening, these things just didn't add up. And obviously all of the invasions and everything else that comes with that, all of the background stuff that happens, I started looking at life. Well, to be fair, there was the first event in my life where I started asking questions is a Kodak memory, a snapshot in my life that I will always remember. I must have been about 7 or 8 years old, and I was indoctrinated with a lot of stuff. And I can remember asking one specific question, which we're going to focus on much further down this playlist. But right now, I asked myself that question when I was 6, 7 years old, and I said, hang on, you're just a kid, mate, you don't know what's going on, go with the flow. And I did. And throughout my life I've had experiences where I've gone with the flow when clearly it's felt to me wrong. And since 9/11 then, so first it was that event that we're going to talk about much further down the playlist. The second event that I asked questions about, but I kind of kept to myself really, was the moon. I never thought we went to the moon. I never, ever, it just didn't add up to me. So right, the moon thing. And then it was 9/11. Then it was 9/11. So yeah, I started looking at things, and I looked at what I think is a lot of things for me to look at in my life. I thought, that's enough. I've looked at so many different things now. And then For me, it was around November or December of 2014, because I can remember in December 2014 speaking with a couple of lifelong friends of mine, guys I've known for over 15 years. And these boys were looking at me like, you're mad. You're mad. But I've got to the stage where I've looked at my A to Z of conspiracies, which is number 4 in my book. My book is called 9/11, Where It All Began, Government Lies and the Flat Earth Rabbit Hole. And this book, I call it, but it's I don't know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be an interesting playlist to stick on and listen to it now. I'm not sure how many parts it's going to be. We will get to the end. We will get to the end of it. And without any spoilers, I've found the way out of this rabbit hole. That's all I'll say for now on that, but there's so many things where we've been lied to. We have a perception of success which is defined by how many shiny objects we have, how big our house is, you know, how many cars we've got, what cars we drive, how fancy our watch is. The watch thing has really got me. I swear I've dodged a bullet with that one. Honestly, for the record, get yourselves a Sweedo. Get yourselves a Sweedo. I might even do a Sweedo giveaway once a month on my channel. In fact, there you go. I'm going to do a Sweedo giveaway once a month on my channel. How about that? I'd fallen in love with a watch. I saw it about 10 years ago. And for me, this watch was spot on. I know there are other watches out there and whatever, but I saw this watch and it was like, wow. Wow. It's an IWC, Portuguese automatic. I don't know the model number, but I can show you the one. And for my taste, that watch was the one. And I started looking into buying it, maintenance costs and things like this a short while ago, and that's when I started watching these YouTube watch channels and I found these guys. There's some hilarious watch guys on YouTube. We all know who they are. If you look into watches on YouTube, you know who these people are. And I'm looking at what these guys are telling me, and some of it makes sense. A lot of it, in my opinion, is a load of crap. But the maintenance started to really itch me. And I'm thinking to myself, right, I get this item and it gives me this kind of thing that, oh yeah, look what I've got. And it's wrong. You know, I don't live in that Arab rich oil sheikh world where I can afford to drop, you know, 7-8 grand on a watch and then repair it whenever it needs to and maintain that cost. Not a chance. I don't live in that world. I do not live in that world. I do not want to spend 7 grand, 8 grand on a watch. And now, if I'm in a room of people that have got 20 grand watches on, they'll still be looking at me like, oh look, he's a little boy with his little watch. Whereas I like the watch for whatever reason I like the watch. You've got to get a Swede. We're going to do a giveaway once a month. We're going to do a giveaway on the 5th of every month. And it's going to be a Swede. It's going to be that Swede design that I got first. I've got a few of them on order now. But honestly, that Swede is incredible. Wow. The Swede will cost me more to get to you. We might work out with the seller to just send it to you. We might do that. There you go. That's something to look into. Right. I ramble. So, I don't know. We started talking about the storybook. Started talking about watches. We're going to do a giveaway on the 5th of every month. And you're going to hear my story. My story starts with Roy Shivers' 911. Listen to that track. Listen to that track. Hear what the guy's saying. I've tried to put some pictures up with the lyrics. So you can go along to it. There are bits where I might have got it wrong because I'm really not the rap, hip-hop style person, and I can't decipher his lyrics at points. But go through 911, Inside Job. And then I've put on the Corbett Report. If you don't know the Corbett Report, check the guy out, he's alright. But he made that little 5-minute 9/11 conspiracy documentary, and it is hilarious. You know, these two documentaries make you look at 9/11. And then, I call them documentaries, they are when you think about it. Because it's a story within that piece of music, and you go through that story, and it's incredible what you find out. Add to that Roy Shivers' other track, Naming Names, and it starts telling you about all these other people. I've put the A to Z in. Now, in that A to Z that I put in, there are some of the conspiracies that I wrote out on a piece of paper from A to Z that I had looked into in my life. And after making the little piece of documentary, whatever, I'd realised I'd forgotten a few major ones. So I might redo that and add it like a part B or something. But there are so many like conspiracies that I've looked into, and there are millions of more out there that I don't know and nobody knows. And it's a rabbit hole when you start looking into 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. When you start going crazy into them, then you start losing your life to these things, because you will never get to the bottom of it. The guys that were around when JFK got wiped out, and they looked into this, and they've looked, and their lives have gone just chasing after this one thing that you're not going to find out.